I really do appreciate the comments from the gentleman from Burlington, and he did make several references about people perhaps getting up and supporting this amendment being conceived as the bad guys. I would tell you that at this point in time, I wouldn't consider them the bad guys. I would consider them to be the gentlemen on the wrong side of this issue. We have an opportunity to not only be ingratiated with great expertise on this bill that has been in the waiting and in the wings for many, many years by two gentlewomen from the wonderful community of Newton. But I want to talk to you just briefly about why we need this and why they may perhaps, the gentlemen, be on the wrong side of the issue. We have an ability to weigh in on people's abilities to take control of their lives. There is nothing more pronounced and profound than having an individual lose their sense of control. And when we talk about people who have mental health challenges, we are talking about that precisely in that vein. Whether they are somebody who suffers from schizophrenia or somebody who suffers from bipolar disorders or manic depression, we have people who are yearning to take control of their lives. We have talked, I think, ad nauseum about the cost of this and how we can't afford it. We have heard many members in this chamber reflect, when can you afford not to do something? We can no longer afford to ignore the expenses that go along with people who are not only undiagnosed but go untreated. We have many resources in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts which we pretend to avail to people, but on the broad scheme of things, we don't have the ability to access it through coverage. We have returning veterans that we will do almost anything for because we understand post-traumatic stress disorder. We have rape victims in this state who suffer for many, many years requiring counseling. We have people with eating disorders. That all costs money. Folks, it costs money because you have to treat people and you have to effectively offer them prevention. My parents worked for the Department of Mental Health for combined service years of over 60 years, in which they rendered assistance to people who did not have control in their life, but were looking to the Commonwealth to provide them with the resources to gain that sense of control in their life and to have well-being. The Parity Act that is before us is something that is not just historic, but it is so overdue. And we have a history in this state for refining our insurance laws to offer parity on many levels. It wasn't that long ago that infertility was not considered something in the state that should be required for insurance purposes because it wasn't considered a medically diagnostic condition. We have things such as childbirth that once had a drive-through delivery bill had to be offered because insurance providers didn't think that women who were giving birth were in a medically conditioned state that required insurance coverage. And this, my friends, is no different. Matter of fact, I think it's even more important because the subtleties in being able to offer people the services that they require at the most important times of their lives offers the best improvements for recovery and opportunities for them to gain a sense of control of their lives. And so Robert Bennett once said, a desire to be in charge of our own lives is a need to control each of our own destinies. And it's born within each and one of us. And it's essential for our mental health and our success as a society if we can take control of that. And so today I would ask anybody in this room not only to defeat the further amendment, but to adopt what I consider to be a long overdue piece of legislation that not only brings parity, but brings a sense of responsibility and prevention and cost effectiveness in dealing with mental health in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Thank you.